iDiski Times has got a WhatsApp channel. If you want to get breaking news stories immediately on your phone on WhatsApp, please click the link on the description to join the iDiski Times WhatsApp channel. Now then, we are in the middle of a January transfer window. There are signings that are being made by these clubs. Mamelodi Sundowns, there's rumors that they've signed a defender, Suarez or Lucas Suarez. However, I think it's big. It's a big story that they've signed Jaden Adams. It's just a matter of time before they announce him. We've seen this kid grow from the midfield of Stellenbosch. We've seen him at Bafana Bafana as well. The last time he was called up to the Bafana Bafana match was after they lost the MTN 8 final to Orlando Pirates, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And he left his passport, so he couldn't go to Bafana Bafana. And then Hugo Bros, of course, messed that whole fiasco up. It was a debacle, really. Instead of being understandable to the young person to say, go and fetch your passport and come back, it was about, they made it or construed it to become about discipline when it was not about discipline. Anyone can forget about their passport. But anyhow, he's moving now to Mamelodi Sundowns. Only a matter of time before they announce him. He's already here in Gauteng. Do Sundowns need him? Would it have been better to go somewhere else? Is he good enough as well to join a midfield of Mamelodi Sundowns? Who's going to be in the bench at Mamelodi Sundowns for Jaden Adams? So, thank you very much. Always lovely to see you. Jaden Adams, I'm sure you knew that at some point he was going to leave. Mamelodi Sundowns, did you think that he was going to join them in particular?
Msakeo kunjani mfethu?
So.
Angibulisa wena ngibulisa Stizi.
Jester
Junior. Ngibulisa nemakhaya cela support njalo iDiskiTV. Njobe njobe njalo angijiki futhi. Yeah, Msakeo, you know, we always wish the best for these boys, and you know, amatafula vela chiye nje singacabanganga ukuthi ngahle kwenzakala lokho, because my wish was to see him go black and white, you know. Not that it's a bad thing for him to go to Sundowns, but you know,
But if I get my little
yeah, basho kanjalo. Mafuna ngijive. Faka imali, uzobona ngijive now. Nami nje ungibona nje, wangibona sengiyaphansi lapha. Sibuye because of ingenile. So, yeah, Mr. K, but
awukhumbula indlela ukudescribe ngawo amaqembu aseMzantsi Afrika last week. Uthe there is a big team.
Yeah. Neclub nama supporters amaningi, neclub enemali.
Okay.
Yeah, so iclub enemali emthathile ngoba Jaden Adams usponisile lapha eground ukuthi nangayenza. So makathi faka imali uzobona. So iDowns yathi no na imali mfana ke sifuna ukubona ke. And yeah, I just
let's talk about him.
Yeah.
What have we seen with Jaden Adams so far in the last 2 or 3 years? Who is he? In the ebaleni ungumuntu onjani wenza ntoni? Is a good enough player?
Mr. Keo, this boy, he's playing top football. Top football. He knows when to play one touch. He knows when to cover the space. You know, he's very intelligent in such a manner that you can even think Ugut is quick. And when you watch him, really, you'll see that man. He's slow, he's slow. But the way he thinks and the way he plays his game, you can think Ugut is quick because he knows when to close down. You know, when a player that is no one thing for that you need to have is for you to be intelligent if you're slow. And that boy is so intelligent that he knows when to close down, and he knows that he doesn't have that speed. So he closes down early. And when they receive the ball, he knows what is it that he needs to do with that ball. And he's been growing, Mr. Nkeu, in such a manner that that's why I said I think he can come to Pirates. And I mean, Pirates have got McKetlin in that position. And McKetlin is about 36 now. So I think that boy, if he went to Pirates, that's going to be, I mean, he has opposition. I mean, McKetlin is going to retire maybe in the next season or maybe 2 seasons after. But for him, I mean, he's young. I think he's about 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it means he's gonna be at home at Pirates, because when I look at him at Sundowns, that's something else that I'll come on it later on. But Mr. Keu, I love
fabulous midfield.
I love the football that this boy is playing, and I like how also Steve Barker used him in that midfield, because you're not gonna even see that this boy is slow because of the way Steve Barker create a role for him. Because look at the passes, look at how he closes down, how he moves. The only thing that I couldn't really put pressure on him or ask more from him is for him to score. You know,
And
but
he was scoring.
yes,
He was
recently,
scoring.
I
It's
see
so
him
strange
getting
to
there,
see him getting in the box and heading the ball from set pieces. I need to ask you a very important question. Is there any obvious weakness? Because every player has a weakness. You mentioned something about pace, but I don't think he's the slowest player in the league.
Yeah.
Are there any weaknesses? Ingamgwinya mhlambe, iJozi, Gauteng, Pitori, would a big city like that swallow him like we suspected with Ikram Renas?
No, I think he's in the right place at Sundowns. You know, Sundowns have good quality players, experienced players. So he's in a good environment where he's going to be protected. You know, it's not like going to maybe go to Chiefs where you need to find your own way. You know how to do it, who's gonna guide you. You must see yourself. You know, are you getting inside that beach, or you are not getting inside? You rather wait for the river that is flowing. So, but at Sundowns, look at the good example. I will always make an example with Orenas. Orenas went to Supersport. He didn't do good. He went back to Stelis. He was like, is it the very same Renas that was at Supersport? Then we asked a lot of questions. And then he came to Sundowns. And then look at him. He's continuing where he left from Stelis. But now it tells you that when you get to a good environment, remember that at Sundowns, when he arrived there, he got all these senior guys around him. And not only senior guys based on being in the game, but with a lot of work that they put in the game. And they make things easier for him. So I think also for Jayden Adams, he's going to be the same, you know. But one thing that is going to be a challenge for him, he will need to fight for the position.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they will want to play him as a number 8 or they want to play him deep, fight a position with Ulunduzana Umkwena and Obas. But I believe that, you know, if he's gonna fight the position with Umkwena, I don't give it. That's for me. I will never give him an advice to go and fight a position with a player with.
Well, maybe it's all we need to look at it holistically.
Yeah.
There's a midfield that has Tebogo Mokoena. Sundowns seems to be playing a 3 in midfield. So there's a defensive midfielder and there's 2 central midfielders who perform a dual role of helping the team defend and helping the team attack. That's why you see Marcelo Allende a lot in the box. And every now and then you will see Spelele Mkhulise as well. A lot in the box and maybe also adding bodies in the midfield. It seems as though Tebogo Mokoena is the one who is deeper. Especially with now Batusi Elbas in CAF Champions League, given a red card. If you eliminate Mokoena, maybe I'm asking the wrong question actually. Does the quality of Jayden Adams, this is the question I wanted to ask, does it make him walk straight into that Sundowns midfield? It has Batusi Elbas, it has Tebogo Mokoena, it has Marcelo Allende, it also has Spelele Mkhulise. Every now and then the other midfielders. Neo Mayema is sort of a midfielder. Aubrey Mudiba is also a midfielder, even though he's supposed to be playing left wing back.
No.
So does Jayden walk into that, or he has to fight? Does he walk with his talent currently? Does he walk into that midfield?
No, Mr. Kew. Sundowns have got quality in that midfield. So he needs to work for that position because, number one, I would say we've been crying up Mkhulise, they're not giving him time. Because for me, you cannot have that midfield at Sundowns not having Mkhulise. You know, and if Mkhulise doesn't get, you know, game time like we want to see him in the field of play, then it raise flags to say, this one, he's not just going to walk in there. He needs to work. Because when you've got to Allende, look at the last game that they've played. It was Umkwena, Allende, and Mkhulise. For me, that's...
There was a lot of feeding into that final third.
Mr. Kew, and the work rate of those guys, they don't lose the ball that much. They fight that midfield. Like, they work very hard. And you still have Umabuya, also that also comes in that midfield. You still have Ulontuza Numudiba. You still have Ulontuza
Mayema is also
Lapaya. And those midfielders are very intelligent again, Mr. Kew. Individually, out of nothing, they can create something.
Now, saying what you're saying, then it brings about the question, why buy him then?
Phew, you know, Mr.
If
Nkewo.
I'm not saying Sundowns think he won't walk in.
Yeah.
You are saying he won't walk in.
Yeah.
Maybe Sundowns thinks he's gonna walk into that. That's why we are buying him. But if you think Sundowns are so competitive in midfield,
Yeah.
Kugcwele,
Yeah.
then why buy him?
You know, Mr. Nkewo, sometimes sometimes ufuna ukubona ukuthi mayichitheka ngayifaka kuphi. Ingalahleki nje but ngi-investe somewhere. I think i-Sundowns, the reason for me engibona ukuthi bamthengele yona is because of the age. He's still young, and when you've got him, you've got bonke nje lapha in that midfield. The average age yabo, I would say, is 26, because only Obas or Obadala Kubo, Nomabuya, and then the rest Alende is young. I think Alende is 25. Mukwena, I think is going to turn 26 this year, and then Umayema, I think Mayema is 27. Then you know that's that age in
their 20s.
Yeah, so it makes sense for them. But my worry is that does he gonna get game time now? Because remember that if he's not getting game time, now it decreases in terms of the value, and the boy is losing confidence, and he came some sheer because of his not playing. But I think that is something that only Sundowns they will tell us why. But for me, I don't think it was a good decision for him to go. But because of Fakima Lusobona, I think that's why he went to Sundowns. And again, remember, Mr. Q, that's another thing that we need to see Kumbula, is that as a player individual now you wanna achieve something. You wanna go to a team where you like, I know every season there will be one trophy that you're gonna win, you know, and they playing Champions League, they're gonna play Club World Cup, and the more this team is involved with CAF, that means it open doors for them to play World Cup. So it means that's another thing from his side. You know what? I think let me go to this team. You know, by being there, maybe I will play in that Club World Cup, and maybe when any team overseas, accepted, and then but other than that, Mr. K, I don't think it was a really wise decision for him to go there.
All right, there you are. Thank you very much, Mr. So-and-so. It is true that whenever we speculate about some of these moves, whether it's Reina's, whether we think this team is not going to do well this weekend, and that team, it needs to be said that we actually have not existed in that time and that space where they go out there and fail or succeed. So this weekend, we are not yet there. We are still in Friday. We have not walked into Saturday and Sunday to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We can only speculate. And there's a trade-off that you are here to listen to that speculation. That's why you gift us your views and your adulation, and we become successful as a result of that. You are buying into an opinion piece. Now, if he becomes successful at Sundowns, who cares? Like, that's good for him and his family and for Sundowns as well. We can only speculate, really. And we speculate on reason and logic. There's a lot of midfielders at Sundowns.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not going to play. Maybe he is going to play. What does it mean for Mayema? What does it mean for whoever? Smangmang, whoever. Who cares? No one knows that. And if we did know, if we were already leaving on Saturday and Sunday, guess what? We're going to bet now on Friday because we already know what's going to happen on Saturday and Sunday. And then on Monday, all of us will make 10 million, 20 million, and there would never be a need to shoot any video forever and ever on any channel. So that's the nature and that's the trade-off here, is that no one really knows what's going to happen. We didn't know that Reina's, when he comes back for the second time in Pretoria, he's going to succeed, because the first time he did it, he failed.
Yeah.
That's the trade-off. You use current information to predict future information. Sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you get it right. iDiskiTV, iDiski Times was so sweaty.